this is going to be a bit of a different vlog. It's something I saw mentioned somewhere else and thought it might be quite interesting. So this is the What My Tattoos Mean vlog. I've got quite a few tattoos. Obviously, I mean, there's that. Then I have a few others dotted around. And I thought I might mention some of the more significant ones and what they mean. Because admittedly, a few of them were just, I walked past a tattoo parlour, turned around, went back in and picked something I liked. But other ones do have a bit of a meaning. So where do I start? I will start with the foot. So this, oh, you can see my slipper. I don't know if you can actually see the tattoo. So this is an E=mc² tattoo. I am not a scientist. I didn't even do double science when I was doing GCSEs. I just did plain old single science and went for the drama things. But when I first moved here, every year, it started as a birthday thing and kind of developed into something much bigger. I did a scavenger hunt. And by that, I mean I set a lot of challenges for people to go out and fulfill. And they ranged from really easy things like get a photo of a police officer to slightly more ridiculous things like get a tattoo of a scientific equation. I think every year I did about 7 or 8, and every one had a tattoo challenge. And some of them were kind of get a Christmas tattoo, we had get a tattoo in the Wingdings font, we had get an Olympic symbol tattoo because we did one at the time of the Olympics, we had Morse code, Braille, all sorts of things like that. And every year people did it. I mean, good on people, but the first year I thought no one's going to do it unless I kind of go out and set an example and do it. So I got E=mc² on my foot and I as a tramp stamp on my back. Not particularly proud, but you know, they mean something. They've got a reason behind them, and they're quite silly, and they've got a story. I like a story behind a tattoo. So that's where they've come from. Other significant ones, what else have I got? I've got a couple of hip tattoos which are just tribal. You live and learn, right? I've got a dragon on my back and another silly little tribal thing, and I have a tiger on my shoulder and a lizard. Yeah, 17-year-old. I'm gonna get a lizard on my boob. Yeah. Anyway, you live and learn. Then we get into the slightly more significant ones. So this guy here, just after Arthur was born, I wanted to get something to kind of symbolise him, the fact that we were a family, we were happy. So I got my birdies. Let me get up here so you can actually see them. They've been redone a few times, so they are a little bit patchy now. But when Arthur was born, it was Mommy Bird, Daddy Bird and Baby Bird. And everyone went, well, what are you going to do when you have a second one? And I was like, well, I don't know. We'll figure something out when that time comes. That time came. That time came, and I had to get another one in. And obviously, again, I'll show you it, there wasn't much room to fit one in the middle, so we kind of squidged her just on the outside looking in. And this, we had a miscarriage, so I went for a 12-week scan only to be told that we had lost the baby, which was all a bit traumatic. And then we fell with Erin kind of a couple of months later. So I wanted to symbolise that, but without being too kind of obvious. And I love it. I do love that tattoo. I mean, obviously the family has changed a little bit since then, but you know, it reminds you of happier times. Yeah, they're my birdies. That's my family. And then I went and got what Mum thought was going to be a small tattoo that transpired into something a little bit bigger. Now there are some things on there that are on there just because I like them. There are other things on there that have a meaning. So we'll start with the Disney bits. I have Stitch. Stitch is just here, he rolls all the way around there. I love Stitch. What's not to like about Stitch? Stitch is lovely. So that's why he's there. And then I have, where is she? She's up here. I have Ariel from The Little Mermaid, kind of wrapping around here. Little Mermaid was one of, and still is, one of my top 3 Disney films. I wanted to be Ariel. I spent a lot of time in the bath singing Part of Your World and splashing my legs in the water pretending they were a tail. I mean, it's stopped now, but when I was younger, yeah, it happened a lot. And I still love it. I still love Little Mermaid. I now side a lot more with Triton and Ursula than I do with The Little Mermaid, because really she was being a little bit spoiled. But yes, love Ariel, love her. Then we have Beauty and the Beast. We've got the bell jar just there. Oh, I love it. Beauty and the Beast came out when I was about 8 years old, and it was my first time going to Disney. It was everywhere there. I came back with the soundtrack. I knew every single beat of every single song in that soundtrack, and I think I still do. So I couldn't not have something representing Beauty and the Beast when I got a kind of Disney-esque sleeve. I've got The Lion King. I haven't seen The Lion King as many times as I should, but it was a really good filler. That's really the only excuse. He's around there somewhere. There he is. Yeah, it was just kind of a good filler. But I mean, it's a great film. I'm not going to deny that. But that's they're my Disney bits. I think that's all the Disney. Then I've got a bit of Harry Potter reference on there. If you've watched any of my vlogs, you probably know that I have a little bit of an obsession with Harry Potter. I love it. I love the fact that one woman came up with this entire world in her head, and it's so detailed. And yeah, I'm a big fan. What can I say? So I have their Hallows here. I've got a little lightning scar just beneath, and 9 3/4 just dotted around there. I also have a stag just in here, and I guess we can kind of relate it. I've got a feather just going up there, and obviously quite a big bit on there. We've got the sorting hat. It's pretty snazzy. I'm a bit in love with that. That's one of my favourite bits on there. So they're all kind of pottery bits. A little bit of geekery going on there, isn't there? Sorry. And moving on, that's all the kind of referencey bits I have on there. I think I might spot some more as we go on. I can't quite remember. Then we have just things that are a bit me, a little bit me. So let me squidge down here. We have my fox. I like foxes. I've got quite a few foxy things. I've got slippers and cups, and people see foxy things and kind of go, oh, I'm going to grab that for Sam. So I had to get a fox. I have a bee. I'm still not sure on this little bit that comes off here. Just this bit of black upsets me a bit. But ever since I was probably in high school, I've had a bit of a fascination with bees. I was the weird kid that if there was a bee on the floor and it was raining, would pick it up and take it back to the classroom until it was dry and able to fly, and then I'd let it out the window. And still I do the whole sugar water thing whenever I see them, and I just find them fascinating. I think they are beautiful, beautiful insects, and really like them. I would love a beehive, but with 2 kids running around, there's quite a high chance of being stung. So yeah, no beehive for me, but a bee on my arm. Then what do we move on to? Hearts. 3 hearts running down the arm. I've got a mummy heart, an Arthur heart, and an Erin heart. There, that's us. That is us part 2. That's just one for each of us. Just to remind the kids that they are always part of me. And the last bit, really, to show you on here is the phoenix. There we go, just flying up there. If you have been tuning in for a while, you will know that around the time that I was getting this sleeve done, everything was changing in terms of the relationship, my relationship, my home life. I was going from a family to a single mum. And I'd surprised myself kind of how strong I'd been through it all. and that's just my little typical you know, phoenix rising from the ashes, everything's going to be okay tattoo. It's quite cheesy, that one, isn't it? It's quite, anyone who's been through anything that they've come out the other side of stronger always goes for a phoenix if they're going to get a tattoo to symbolise it, aren't they? Lastly, I've just spotted the last bit that I'd totally forgotten about. Dandelion. That was a must when I first thought about getting a sleeve and things that meant something to me. I had to get a dandelion. Obviously in my channel art there is a dandelion at the top. There's lots of little dandelion references in my life, and that comes from Arthur more than anything, because not long after he started walking he found dandelions and became fascinated with them. So they always remind me of Arthur, and still to this day whenever he sees one he will pick it up and blow it. They're not called dandelions in this house. They are known as fuffs. F-U-F-F-S, I assume, because when he used to pick them up and blow them, he would go so they are fuffs, but they are my little Arthur tribute. There you go. I think that's the majority of them. All the other bits are kind of just infills. Big rose is up there somewhere. That's my ink. I'm still debating. There are still a few things that I think I'd quite like to add in there, but not yet. Not yet. I haven't got the money to do it now. I'd like to, but not yet. Yeah, just thought I'd share that with you, because obviously it's on show, particularly the sleeve is on show a lot. And every now and then you do get people going, what does it all mean? And I always just go, it's just stuff I like. But it's not. I mean, quite a few bits on there do obviously have meaning to me. And now you know. Now you know too. But I will leave that there. So thank you for watching. I will see you soon. Bye.